It's late night. The cheesy music can mean only one thing. Well, it can mean a variety of things, but for this show, it means we have a lady guest. We don't always have lady guests only in this segment, sometimes in other segments, but we ensure that the female gender is represented accurately on this program each and every Tuesday night on GamePoints Rendez-Vous right here. And this evening's lady, we will bring her in. She is a sports anchor and reporter for CTV Regina. You can follow her on twitter.com/JSB_CTV. We welcome to the show, Julie Stewart-Binks. Hi, Julie. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you doing tonight?
Very well, very well. Thanks for indulging us this evening. Julie is originally from Toronto, and a gentleman here in studio is familiar with one of your cohorts. He was at the Grey Cup this past weekend. And as I understand it, just moments ago, tweeting to you on Twitter, trying to, tamper with our segment here. My co-host, Mo Khan. Mo, what's the story?
There's no tampering. No tampering at all.
Was Lee Jones trying to intercept?
No. Lee and I are homeboys.
Nice.
That's how we roll, Lee and I.
Really?
Well, it's good to be good friends with Lee because he's one of the best.
He is, definitely. So I agree with that.
Wow, what's sucking up? All right. So this is how our little game works here, Julie. We have 3 questions that the 3 gentlemen here will ask you. Myself, Mo Khan, and Stefano Macella helping us out. He will throw one question at you as well. He is a writer for the University of Concordia's Concordian newspaper covering the football team. And so he's helping us out in studio. He'll be the 3rd member of our panel. Do you want to say hello, Stefano?
Hi, Julie.
Hi, how's it going?
Not bad. Yourself?
Pretty good.
Now, we have the cheesy music in the background, but don't pay attention to that. It's just late night. It's for effect.
I like it, though. It does make it sound like it's like when I was waiting to come on, it sounded like I was on hold for something. I'm not quite sure what, but...
Like Ladies Man, Tim Meadows. Remember that sketch on SNL?
Yes, yeah. It works. So,
yeah. All right.
Good song choice.
Yeah, there's nothing like Kenny G, a man with a perm.
Like it.
Nothing like that. Him and Weird Al Yankovic, I think. All right. Here we go. Question number 1. Well, I should explain it properly, right? So each of us will ask you a question, and then at the end of the 3 questions, it's ladies' choice. So you can either ask any one of us a question, or you can pick one of us to ask you a follow-up question.
Sounds good.
All right, here we go. Now, you're based in Regina, obviously a Rough Rider country out there. You're an outsider now based there. Do you understand why they like this team so much, or what this culture is about? What did you think about it beforehand, and what do you think about it now?
Well, over the past year, I've really gotten to see what this heartbeat is here that seems to ignite, honestly, every single person that lives in Saskatchewan. Coming from Toronto, obviously seeing the Argos when they weren't popular, and lived in Winnipeg before, and I saw the CFL big there. But here, it's just, I don't want to diminish it, but it is the only professional league here, but it is something that every single person in this city, it seems like, for the most part, follows everything about the game, everything, trades, whatever Corey Chamberlain's saying, it's amazing. Like, it's fantastic. You can't even describe it. I'll go out and, because it's a smaller town, people kind of know who you are, and every single person wants to talk Riders with you. And you don't see that anywhere else. Like, you see people wearing Riders jerseys always on game day, but it seems like everyone's decked out in Riders gear no matter what.
Okay, Mo.
All right, Julie, obviously you being a Toronto girl, and you now live in Regina.
Excuse me, a Toronto lady.
Lady, well,
yes.
I'm using slang right now. What is one thing that, obviously Regina not being as big as Toronto, but what is one thing you would love to bring from Toronto to Regina that would make you feel more at home?
I'd like to bring the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Oh, God.
On a Montreal station talking about the Leafs? Really?
I know.
Wow.
I'm on a Montreal
I bet you the Regina Pats could beat the Leafs.
Probably could. I miss my Leafs definitely a ton. Obviously, they're undefeated right now, so I'm pretty pumped about that. I would like to bring more nightlife and also some warmer weather. Those are two things I'd like to bring from Toronto to here.
All right, fair enough. Stefano?
All right, Julie, you've had quite a bit of jobs, and you did complete your broadcasting degree in England, so you probably had a lot of interesting assignments. What was your most bizarre assignment of your career?
Most bizarre, but also the most awesome, was when I got to interview Alice Cooper in the London Dungeons in England, and he was auditioning freak show acts to be a part of his next tour. And so we were all in a very small room in the London Dungeons, and if anyone's ever been there, it's a very scary, haunted place. And having a whole bunch of people, put nails up their nose, walk on glass, all that kind of stuff, with Alice Cooper literally feet from you, and then get to interview him was like the coolest and also weirdest moment of my life.
Wow. That's, that is kind of bizarre.
Yeah.
Look at Stefano doing a bit of research on Julie. Huh?
I know,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah, I care about our
appreciate
guests,
that.
huh? Oh, wow.
All right, trying to one-up us. Very nice. All right, now, Julie, it's ladies' choice. There's three of us here. Pick either one of us to ask you one more question, or you can ask any one of us one more question.
Okay, can I ask you guys all the same question?
Nope.
Can each?
Nope. Not part of the game. Nope. Absolutely not.
Oh, okay, Mo, Con, I'm going to ask you from
See,
your
I
time.
told you. Tampering, Stefano. I told you. Blatant tampering.
Despite my research.
We've already planned out this question, actually. Everything's been planted.
Yeah, probably.
No proof.
Again, he tweets her boss, and then we're wondering who she's going to pick. But all right, go ahead.
I know, actually, first of all, I was impressed that you tweeted my boss, and then now he knows I'm on the show. Kind of gives me a little bit more cred when I go into work tomorrow. But, okay, all joking aside, Mo, I just told you guys a kind of crazy, weird assignment, but what, if anything, has been the weirdest thing or funniest thing or both that has happened while doing this show?
What is the craziest?
Hold on, just to really fill you in, Julie. He also hosts another show on the station called Midnight Snack. So either one of the shows could apply to his answer.
Yeah, like while you're on air or preparing to be on air, like in that vicinity.
He doesn't prep much.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I prep all the time. The craziest thing to happen to me was the earthquake that occurred in Montreal last month. I was on air hosting this show. Matthew was lazy not coming in studio, so I hosted this show, and we had an earthquake in the city. So as a result, I was on air for 2 more hours. We were the only live show in Montreal, so everyone was calling in English. So everyone was calling this show to give updates about their area that they were living in, if it was okay or not. So that's the craziest thing that I've been a part of live on air.
So live 2 hours though.
2 additional hours.
Yeah, like I was on for I was already on for 1 hour, and then we went. I think it happened like at 12:15. Then we went on until like 2:30, 2:45 that night or that morning, for that matter.
So what kind of material do you pull out at that time?
We pretend to be like CNN out there, like Wolf Blitzer-esque.
Yeah.
And, it's just to keep everyone apprised about their areas. If they were driving on the highways, to know what was going on, if there's any structural damage, tree lines, or anything of that nature that may have happened. But luckily, nothing serious did occur during that time, so we were very lucky not to be affected severely.
That's good then. Yeah, successful overall.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
All right. Well, enough. Go back to Twitter, the two of you. All right.
We will.
We definitely will.
Tell Lee I say hello, and
more. Go on, more.
A pleasure working with him the last couple of days in Toronto.
Oh yeah. Well, he was there actually for
Vanier
8 days, and I was alone for 11 days. So yeah, I hope he had a good time while he was there too, while working.
Like I said, Lee and I are homeboys. We hung out in Quebec City 2 weeks ago, and Toronto last weekend.
Awesome. Good to hear.
Rigged. All right.
It's not rigged.
Julie Stewart-Binks, you can follow her on twitter.com/JSB_CTV. Thank you so much for spending some time with us and indulging in the silliest. Appreciate your time.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.